As you know, if you are a longtime fan of this channel, we play a ton of games here, but the indie scene is so dense, so full of releases, that even we can't possibly play them all. So here are 10 hidden gems released in 2023 that we never got around to, unfortunately. As always, we thank you so much for supporting independent content. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy these videos, and head on over to patreon.com/idreamofindiegames to gain Discord access, exclusive live streams, early ad-free shows, a new podcast, and so much more. Your community awaits you. And of course, please feel free to share in the comments below if you ended up playing any of these indies that we missed out on, because we'd love to hear your take on them. First on our list is a game called Let's Revolution, one that we sadly never got around to. It's listed as $19.99 over on Steam and comes to us from Buck and Ant Food, published by Hawthorne Games in association with Buck. So who doesn't love the classic Minesweeper? I certainly spent a lot of time with it back in the day, and this looks to kind of be in that same style. It has some roguelite elements with it as well, and is extremely colorful and bright and vibrant, which is very appealing. The art is all hand-drawn, really has a wonderful Saturday morning style cartoon aesthetic to it, though I guess Saturday morning cartoon is kind of a dated thing. They've been dead for a long time now, but I guess I'm showing my age a bit. Either way, you have over 100 items and abilities in this title. There's a variety of heroes to choose between, including the Charger, the Oracle, and the Shadow, that will all be a little bit different from one another. You'll also be meeting a good variety of characters as well, including a shopkeeper. Seems like there's plenty of replayability here as well, because there are 5 levels of New Game Plus to be unlocked for every class in the game, and if the going gets too tough, there's also an easy mode available, so you always gotta love accessibility options. The game reviewed great from what I can see. Seems to have an 88 over on Metacritic. Take that for what you will. I don't really pay attention to Metacritic. However, the very positive rating is a good sign over on the Steam page. Not a lot of reviews, unfortunately, so it seems like the game didn't find a major audience. But I don't know, it's on my wish list, and I'm looking forward to checking it out over the winter break, like a lot of games I missed. Next, we're going to take a look at Frank and Drake, which released on July 20th of this year. Comes from developer Abnormal's team and publisher Chorus Worldwide Games. That's a publisher we've seen on the channel a few times before, and yet sadly we did miss out on this one, even though it has a really cool gothic vibe to it and the story seems rather intriguing. You only have 18 reviews over on the Steam page, so this one certainly didn't get picked up like they had hoped, I'm sure. One thing that catches me right away is the beautiful artistic direction of this title. It just looks phenomenal. I also think it's really neat that the story seems to bounce between the two different characters, so you aren't stuck playing as one the whole time. The concept itself is just fascinating. Frank and Drake are living in an apartment together, but they never actually get to meet, is what I understand, and you have to figure out how they're going to meet or how they're going to coexist despite the fact that they can't be with each other. The game does have a branching narrative, so your choices are going to matter and they're going to greatly alter the way things play out, so you'll need to go through this one more than once. The puzzles actually look like a lot of fun as well, so if the rotoscoping isn't enough to get you invested in this one, perhaps the story and the cool puzzles and everything else will be. But damn, that art makes me want to play. Did you play it? Let me know. Up next is a game that I believe we at least featured on an episode of upcoming indie games we're excited for, but we never got around to a full review. I don't know if it was sent our way or what happened exactly. Maybe it was super busy, but this comes from Low Birth Games. It was released actually just at the beginning of this month, November 1st, and it's a third-person mystery title that takes place in a hotel and you play as a maid. The game is currently priced at $24.99. It has 340 reviews over there, so again, not exactly blowing up the charts here, but regardless, I think it looks really fascinating. It takes place in the 1950s. You play as Sophie, a chambermaid who gets caught up in a mystery of sorts. Yes, a murder mystery, in fact. One of the cool features of this game is you're not just exploring and figuring out clues and all that stuff, you're actually building relationships with different characters, guests, and the like. And it seems like your choices really have an impact on this game. According to the Steam page, it goes as far as if you open certain doors, you can kind of screw things up. How you leave rooms is important. really neat. It has been noted how good the actors are in this game as well. While I can't comment on it because I didn't play it, that is just something that makes me want to play even more. So all told, this bed we made is one that I'm really sad I missed out on. Again, onto the wish list it goes, and hopefully I'll get to it soon. Super 56 is another game that has a demo on Steam, which I can always appreciate, but because I'm always so dang busy, I wasn't even able to get around to playing that. The game is broken up into 56 mini games, and here's the crazy part about it: you only need one button in order to play. I think I should be able to handle that. I'm getting huge WarioWare vibes from the game, which is a series I've loved since the GameCube days, and while there are only 52 reviews on Steam, it has received a very positive reaction. The premise of the game is hilarious, with Super 56 being banned by the government only to resurface throughout gaming stores across the nation. The game has leaderboards, and obviously with one button, there shouldn't be anything too complex here, so I'm excited to add this one to game night. There's no shortage of retro FPS games in the indie scene, but I can't get enough of them myself, and Sprawl was one that I really was anticipating and just sadly got over encumbered with other things and was unable to ever get back to or check out at all. As you can see from the trailer, the gameplay looks extremely smooth, seems to be a very fast frame rate, a lot of blood and guts, just like you would want in an FPS like this. There have been a few patches since the game released, so that's one nice thing going into it. I won't have to worry about a super early build. They've done 1.1 and 1.2. 1.2 actually added a lot of new content to this game, so that's very exciting. You play as the Super Soldier 7, who is on a campaign to stop evil, corrupt government forces. I don't know, I know there's a lot of these games, but this one looks particularly stylish. The soundtrack seems up my alley. The whole vibe appeals to me, so I do in fact want to pick this up at some point. Sprawl is priced at $14.99. There is a bundle available as well where you'll get the soundtrack, which I might go for. 20% off currently at the time of this video, under $16. So if Sprawl looks interesting to you at all, at least add it to your wish list. I certainly am going to. Released back in August, next up is Turbo Overkill from Trigger Happy Interactive. Turbo Overkill's set in a retro futuristic style world, and you'll play as Johnny Turbo. There's neon colors everywhere, lots of blood and gore, and it's inspired by the classics like Duke Nukem 3D. A good variety of weapons seem to be at your disposal, from chainsaws to even a rocket launcher, and the developer describes the game as Blade Runner meets Doom, which sounds like a winning combination to me. As you defeat bosses, you'll gain special powers, and you'll also have a grappling hook at your disposal. It all seems like zany good fun, and I'm really sorry I missed it up to this point. Turbo Overkill's priced at $24.99 here in North America, and it has received overwhelmingly positive reviews, so sign me up. Well, this one is a much needed change of pace after that last game, a far more relaxing experience, I'd say. Urbo, a city builder. The chill vibes seem real with this one. Sometimes you want to just chill out when you're playing a game, and Urbo promises a meditative experience. There's also VR support, which I could potentially see being amazing for a game like this. You build towns at your own leisure, and it all just seems very tranquil and stress-free. There's also some pretty good variety between the different islands from what I can tell, so I'm looking forward to unwinding over this long winter break, and perhaps I'll do so with Urbo. I love words, I use them all the time. Who doesn't love words, right? Well, have I got the game for you? Word Factori is a word-building game, but I wouldn't exactly call it the next Scrabble. You have just one letter to work with, the letter I, and your goal is to chain together a variety of different factories off of that one letter. This honestly seems awesome, as you can go as far as to bend that I into other letters to keep the chain going. The game even tracks your progress with a built-in recipe book, and there are cute stickers to collect as well, something different and potentially super addicting. This also has mostly positive reviews on Steam, you just can't spell it out any better than that. I'm loving the recent rise in crab games, but I am a little crabby that I still haven't got around to playing Crab Champions, which released into early access just a few months back. This roguelike shooter has you playing as, you guessed it, a giant crab. A crab with 2 guns, no less. You can enjoy the chaos with up to 3 players as you blast down baddies while gathering loot in runs that can last up to 40 minutes. What really attracted me to this one, though? It's got no loot boxes or microtransaction nonsense to be found at all. You gotta support something like that. This is also a solo developer, so makes it all the more impressive. Last one for this particular list, we have Ballistic Zen, which has a meager 36 reviews over on Steam, but a positive rating. The game seems to have a nice open feel to it as you glide and wall ride about on your hoverblades. Gameplay takes a very simplistic approach as you can play the entire experience one-handed and with your mouse. There are over 50 collectibles, 5 worlds, and it honestly looks like good clean fun at a reasonable price. The only downside seems to be that it's single player only for now, but hopefully multiplayer is added in the future. And there you have it, folks. This was something different because I'm talking about games that I didn't play, which I think is a first for this channel. But you'll have to let me know in the comments below. Did you play any of these hidden gems? I can't wait to spend time with them this winter and hopefully discover more, because 2023 was just loaded with amazing indie games. As always, thank you so much for supporting independent content right here at I Dream of Indie Games. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video and all of the content that we work so hard to create for you, and head on over to patreon.com/idreamofindiegames to gain Discord access, exclusive live streams, early ad-free shows, podcasts, and so much more. Your community awaits you, and I can't wait to see you all on the channel for the next video.